Hi there and welcome to our marketing strategy presentation. Each team member has selected an image that means most to them of the company we are looking at. That company is Under Armour, which is a sports apparel brand based out of the United States.
Hi, today the first part is about the internal environmental analysis. In this section, we will cover by three main parts. The first one is resource audit. The second one is core competence of Under Armour. The last one is corporate mission. In the first section of resource audit, it covered with four key elements. The first one is physical resource. We can tell that Under Armour is an international sportswear company, always cooperate with unaffiliated manufacturing globally. Also, in the Sustainability Report 2017, we can see that Under Armour already built factory in 18 countries, aiming to prove the high growth scale of the brand. Under Armour always participate with innovation landscape and digital company. Secondly, in financial resource analysis slide, you can see that Under Armour not only increasing the amount of investment to marketing activity and also have increasing growth of consumer channel in Latin America and China. Further, Under Armour also noticed the marketing potential of female target group and put more focus in this target. In this slide, we're going to talk about human resource of Under Armour. In 2020, Under Armour employed about 1,600 people around the world, which is one of the largest sportswear and sporting good manufacturer in the world. However, it's still far behind Nike and Adidas, who are the dominating company within in this industry. According to new developments of technology and rebuild digital system, Under Armour find it is a challenge to recruit new employees who acknowledge new technology system of the company. Therefore, for all employees, it's also another challenge for them to get adapted to the brand new system. Lastly, in this slide, we're going to talk about the intangible resource of Under Armour. Under Armour is focused on the high promotion of sustainability strategy and also be well known as a professional athlete brand image. Further, which are the brand highly participate in product placement and sponsorship cooperation with professional teamwork. In this slide, we're going to talk about the core competence of Under Armour. There are four key competences. The first one is innovation production of performance appeal. Under Armour always focus on sustainable marketing strategy of the function and purpose of product and maintain innovation no production. Second one is leverage strong brand image with trendy brand ambassadors. The third one is highly engagement of technology development, and the last one is flexible market promotion. According to the last one, Under Armour always explore new marketing opportunity based on the different circumstances such as COVID-19, and also rely strategy based on the change of consumer behavior. The last one is about the corporate mission of Under Armour. Under Armour mission is to become the number one leading sport company in the worldwide, also better than Nike and Adidas. Also, he would like to improve performance by innovation and pursuit and creating appeal by innovation design to improve consumer performance better.
So the external environment analysis has been split into two parts. Firstly, the Pastel analysis, followed by a Porter's 5 forces analysis. Under Armour has only really been impacted by American politics. Firstly, the founder of Under Armour publicly supported Trump, which disenfranchised some customers due to his controversial position and Marmite popularity. In addition, as a firm, Under Armour also didn't pick a side in a race protest led by Colin Kaepernick in the NFL, and customers felt the company had no guts, which doesn't fit their marketing and branding image. The economic analysis is the most significant weakness that faces Under Armour. They were heavily hit by the COVID-19 pandemic, and this was compounded by the fact that a new strategy implemented by a new CEO was a horrific flop. Sociologically, Under Armour has been under fire. They heavily focus on brand ambassadors as a company strategy, and to do this they have to look after them well. However, this got taken too far, and Under Armour was hit with allegations of inappropriate events in 2018. Technology is Under Armour's biggest strength, however. In the sports apparel industry, Under Armour is a market leader with the technology they utilise in their products. Prime examples of this are the hover shoes and the rush materials and fabrics. Environmentally, Under Armour is not as sustainable as its competitors Nike and Adidas, and has some way to go to catch them up. Although they have become a sustainable forestry supplier, which shows they are taking steps to improve at least. Under Armour were under investigation for accounting fraud a couple of years back. However, this never got a lot of press, and luckily for them, didn't impact their brand image, and was dismissed without them being charged with any wrongdoing. As for Porter's Five Forces, there are high levels of rivalry within the industry, a high threat of new substitutes, and a high level of bargaining power of buyers. This is mainly due to the lack of switching costs incurred by consumers, and that the products are largely similar between a few big name brands found in many of the same shops on a high street. Threat of new entrants is however low, as Under Armour is such a major brand with a global presence, so a startup company would struggle to compete on that level. Finally, the bargaining power of the supplier is a moderate threat, due to the fact that most supply is outsourced and so has the potential to be disrupted. But there is a large variety of suppliers Under Armour could use, and so this wouldn't be a long-term problem and more of a short-term inconvenience. Putting this analysis together, a SWOT has been produced. What is significant from this is the opportunities that have guided our marketing strategy, specifically the importance of increasing female customers in the growing market that is fitness, and the trend of seeking to be healthier. Next up in the presentation is the STP analysis and the value proposition.
Let's moving on segmentation part. The segmentation of Under Armour target audience identify 4 key consumer segments: the mini superheroes, competitive urbanity, casual athlete, and the confirmed creatures. The age of group of these consumer segments have been roughly identified, and their characteristics are noted on this slide, primarily based on their attitude to health and fitness and motivate to wear sportswear. In general, the key target audience for Under Armour are primarily young people, including both males and females. In fact, in recent years, Under Armour increased in global marketing efforts for the female demography, such as seen in the "I Will What I Want" campaign 2014. Corresponding with increased trend athletic sportswear in fashion due to the global pandemic and the preference for multipurpose design and enjoyment against young people. Under Armour should target the casual athlete consumer segment. The segment is typically those aged between 18 to 34 years old, including the millennial and Generation Z. It is expected that this consumer segment would have the greatest market potential. This is evidenced, for example, since 95% of millennials consider themselves to be active and 30% consider themselves as being core athletes. This young consumer also have a preference for trendless rather than performance, as seen in the success of competitors such as the collaboration between Adidas and Alexander Wang. With the experience of Under Armour in strategic collaboration. Collaborations with a high fashion possess opportunity for the brand to cover itself as being fashion forward and desirable among young people. For example, there are many aspirational brands there that cover corners like the skateboarding brand Palace and Supreme, which are popular for streetwear among young people. Furthermore, they are highly motivated by social identification and reference groups, and are keen users of technology and social media. This is the value chain for Under Armour, showing the primary and support activity which allow the firm to generate value on its product and
to achieve differentiation in the competitor sportswear market. It can be Under Armour relies on developing its technology cap- capabilities in order to achieve a different competitive advantage compared with its competitors, which is considered using patience. Furthermore, a key activity advantage generated by firm is to use a strategic collaboration, which is seen as junior collection, for example, appeal to children. Under Armour has collaborated with Disney so that popular characters and logo like Batman could feature on its product. Similarly appeal to young people. The brand has collaborated with famous professional wrestler and actor Dwayne Johnson to reinforce the brand image as being competitive and successful. More recently, the brand has also strayed hand in pledge of sustainability to appeal the value of its target customer. This is also crucial to remain relevant in the contemporary world where the corporate social responsibility has become more important in setting brands apart for customers.
Here is a slide that demonstrates three of the alternative strategies that we could have used. Men 16 to 50, comfort creatures 35 to 50, or casual athlete 18 to 34.
After a detailed analysis and evaluation of its SWOT, pestle, and internal factors, I've come up with the Ansoff matrix for Under Armour. So under this, we have market penetration, where Under Armour needs to increase its store presence in the markets of Asia and the Pacific, since it doesn't have much of its presence in these areas. The next would be to increase its investment in terms of marketing and to coexist and to co-brand with its competitors. The next one would be product diversification. Under product diversification, we have customizable apparels and footwears. So Under Armour can introduce customizable apparels and footwear so that its customers would have more of an emotional and personal touch to the products that they're buying. Under market diversification, Under Armour needs to target more women who are interested in sports and fitness. And under diversification, we have to tie up with the gyms. So in the wake of COVID, a lot of people are interested in virtual fitness. So Under Armour can tie up with the gym, which would be able to provide that virtual fitness as well as nutritional values to its clients. So coming to the pros and cons of the Ansoff matrix, so under market penetration, the pro would be we would be covering a wider range and have a wider customer base. When it comes to the con, the lack of results would be there and there would be outstanding production costs. For production diversification, the pro would be various options to choose from as it is tailored by the individual's preferences and they'll have an emotional connection for the product. The con would be that it would be an expensive choice and not all individuals would prefer this option. Coming to market diversification, we will be tapping into the resources and generating income from the Asian and Pacific markets, and it would increase the presence of its stores in other regions apart from the USA. The con would be that there would be already existing customers in these regions and that they would be selling these products or similar products at a lower price. And coming to diversification, we would be tying up with an organization belonging in the fitness and the lifestyle industry, which gives us more markets that we will be diversifying as an organization. And coming to the con, it is a risky choice and in nature, and it needs to tie up with an organization that meets its requirements, which would be very difficult for Under Armour until and unless it does a detailed analysis and research regarding the various organizations that belong in the fitness and lifestyle industry.
On this slide is a perceptual map that demonstrates that Under Armour has an advantage in performance focus and use of technology over its rivals.
The third section of our presentation will concern future strategies and the implication of our recommendations to Under Armour. To start, we've created some SMART objectives. The first is to see quantitative evidence of the improvement in marketing strategy by way of boosting worldwide sales volume to 4 million units by 2023, around 400,000 more than peak levels before the pandemic hit. Another metric we will use to evaluate the success of our strategy is Under Armour's brand awareness among women. They were just the 8th most well-known sportswear brand among American women in 2014, so we are looking to make up some real ground. Our third objective relates to our recommendation that the company ramp up their sustainability efforts, focusing their technological firepower towards halting climate change and differentiating themselves by doing so. They already sponsor stars such as Steph Curry, Anthony Joshua, and Trent Alexander-Arnold. However, Under Armour do not have that female superstar to match them. Given the benefits, both ambient and traditional, of such partnerships, athletes on this level are often already tied down to long-term, high-cost deals with Under Armour's competitors. But here we've chosen 3 examples of athletes that operate outside of Nike's monopoly on female North American athletes, but could still offer tangible advantages to Under Armour. Putellas is club captain of Barcelona, Taylor the face of Irish boxing, and although you may not have heard of Susanti, many in Indonesia, a rapidly growing market, have. Using Strong's IDA model, we can see just how much impact an ambassador can have across the brand. Much of athletic sponsorship targets the affective component of our brains. Think of children saying to their parents that they want to be like Putellas and asking their parents for some Under Armour boots for Christmas. However, for our 18 to 30-year-old target segment, we also need to appeal to the cognitive component of their brains. To reach the all-important action stage, our marketing has to show where Under Armour differentiates itself. It might be easier to generate that action in new markets, both sporting and geographic. One idea is to target someone like Eri Susanti, Indonesia's Spider Woman. She is the speed climber world record holder, a sport only recently added to the Olympics, raising her stock within Indonesia greatly, where the medals are quite hard to come by. Given that her homeland is largely untapped, sports people like Susanti across Southeast Asia offer a lucrative opportunity to brands like Under Armour. Compare that to the US, where they are forced to gamble on young prospects, trusting that they will remain loyal upon success and to climax approaches when they inevitably come.
So under strategic implications and future strategies, another strategy for Under Armour would be to target the Paralympic athletes. These are athletes who faced multiple obstacles to reach where they are today. So this would, by connecting with the individuals, is extremely important. And with the strategy of involving Paralympic athletes, we would be connecting with individuals and showing them that anything is possible.
Another idea we had was more on the public relations front, with a fundraising run similar to Cancer UK's Race for Life. Apart from the good optics, this could be tied in with Under Armour's non-clothing products, such as MyFitnessPal, which could be used by participants to train for the event. It also opens up the possibilities of partnerships with chains like Pure Gym. Here is our overall marketing mix. Feel free to pause the video to see it in more detail. Of course, our ideas themselves in the real world would be subject to change based on research and contractual realities. For example, Under Armour have been criticised for overusing promotional materials and diluting their premium brand. So we would have to carefully target who sees these adverts, whilst ensuring that both the promo and the products it shows retains real value. This timeline shows how we plan to deal with that challenge, whilst maintaining the goal of targeting our target group of female 18 to 30-year-old casual athletes. Overall, we have set some ambitious goals for Under Armour. Although they have come a long way since their first ever female ambassador described their gear as men's but in pink, they still compete in an incredibly difficult market against heavyweights such as Nike, Adidas, and Puma. Given rising interest in female sport, this half of the market represents a real opportunity. Under Armour have to shed the drama of the Trump reign and the impact of COVID-19 and restore trust in the brand by grasping that opportunity. Customers generally agree that they produce high quality gear, so their challenge is getting that gear into more hands. For that to happen, marketing is at the forefront, and hopefully some of the points we have raised help them do just that. Thank you for watching.